Tina West breathed in the crisp mountain air, relishing the frosty nip on her cheeks. The mountains stood still and silent, except for the frantic crunching of snow her Belgian Malinois, Scout, made as he dashed through the trees. Could the forest feel her grief? Was it absent of its normal squirrel's chatter and bird song in mourning with her? She closed her eyes and inhaled deeply, letting the sorrow wash over her, galvanize her to remember why she was out here training Scout when she could be back at the ranch having Thanksgiving dinner with the rest of the Stryker crew. This Thanksgiving was the first one in 4 years that she'd thought she might move past the horror and hurt the holiday always brought. She should have known she couldn't escape the memories. Tina huffed, swiping the tears that cooled her cheeks even more. How she wished she could go back in time and pay attention, to notice something that would have told her what her foster dad had been doing to her sister. Fruitless wish, since time travel was impossible. Scout whined at her feet, pushing his head against her hand. It was strange how animals could sense your emotions. She forced a smile as she scratched behind his ear. "Come on, Scout." She motioned with her hand. "Let's get going." Scout took off through the snow, bounding like a deer. He stumbled, rolled into the knee-deep snow, and popped out covered in white. Joy bubbled up Tina's throat and spilled out, filling the silence with the light-hearted sound. A squirrel protested the intrusion from the trees, further breaking the melancholy. Yep, she needed this. Needed the focus of training Scout so they could be the best search team in Colorado, helping those lost and doing her part in taking down evil people. She rushed after her dog, her snowshoes crunching in the crusty snow. She pushed herself faster through the trees. When she had woken up with her stomach twisting and revolting at the thought of food and people, she'd moved up her training excursion. Her boss, Zeke, hadn't been happy, the grumpy slash of his eyebrow comical, as Eva, his fiancé's daughter, had twirled circles around him. Rafe, the resident gadget geek, had loaded her down with enough gear to survive the apocalypse, and Derek, aka Mother Goose, had made her promise to check in no later than 1,500 hours, as he'd double-checked her gear Rafe had just finished repacking. The attention had jabbed her tattered heart. Like suturing a wound without numbing the area first, it pulled and hurt, leaving her exhausted, though she'd just gotten up. Yet the overprotective treatment also left her feeling more together than she had in years. Like maybe she had found a family, not monstrous to its core. Somehow she'd landed herself smack dab in the middle of a clan of friends that had adopted her as their little sister. It left her full and uncomfortable. How could she ever trust after all that had happened to her? She slowed as she came to an overlook, her breath fogging in front of her face in choppy puffs. She scanned over the top of the snow-covered trees into the valley below. While beautiful, the icy scene made her wonder if she would always freeze out others, always keep them at a distance. She didn't want to end up like the Ice Queen in one of Eva's fairy tale books, cold and loveless. Get a grip, Tina. Scout cocked his head at her, as if questioning her sanity. Tina laughed. I know. I'm wondering if I'm crazy too. She pulled up her sleeve and glanced at her watch. Rolling her eyes, she plopped her pack in the snow at her feet and snatched the sat phone Rafe had forced on her. Time to check in with Goose. Tina smiled at Scout. Derek's dreadful nickname was perfect for the man who constantly triple-checked everything and everyone. Scout hung his tongue out and grinned. She still couldn't believe Zeke had brought the dog home for her, saying he'd be the perfect addition to the Stryker team